Hello, my name is Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about the world is unreal. I thought I would explain this a bit because it's kind of a classic phrase out of Advaita that says Brahman is real and the world is unreal. And I think it's somewhat misunderstood because some people think that, well, that means the world doesn't exist or some other weird idea. But what is being pointed at here is something that depends on context and a deeper understanding of what is meant between real and unreal. Now, I'm also going to use the analogy of gold here a little bit to explain this. And kind of the overview or summary of Brahman as gold is you could have a gold ring, you could have a gold spoon, you could have a gold cup. And well, yes, the forms are varied. In this, the forms, ring, spoon, and cup, would be considered unreal because they are just temporary forms. You could easily melt down the spoon and turn it into a knife. It's still gold. Nothing's changed. It's still gold. It's just the form has changed. And so the form is considered unreal because it's temporary. It's impermanent. It's changing, ever changing. And what is considered real is the substratum, or substance in this case, that which is really the basis. The form is considered unreal because the gold ring depends on gold for its existence. And so in that way, gold is real, but ring, the form, is unreal, right? Likewise, there are various forms in the world. That's obvious. But Brahman alone exists. Brahman is a substratum, is really what we're seeing. And so the forms, the world that is, the world of forms, is considered unreal because its existence is based on and is dependent upon Brahman. The world of forms are temporary, they're impermanent. And so in this way, what they're talking about is they're reaching to the true basis. It's kind of like what they did in science, where they had material, and then they're like, well, what's the real basis though? And you go in a bit deeper, and you find out, oh wow, molecules make up all matter. And then they go, oh, well, look, atoms make up molecules. So atoms make up all molecules. So that's really the basis. And then, through further research and science development, now we have subatomic particles. We've got quarks and, protons and electrons and all this other stuff. And so we're ever going deeper and deeper and deeper. But all form is temporary. It kind of gets to that basic scientific law that energy cannot be created or destroyed. Simply, its form changes. So in that way, energy is the basis. Energy isn't created or destroyed. Energy remains. It's always the same. Energy is the basis. So in kind of a scientific slant, science has been reaching in the same direction. But when you're looking for what is the basis, what's really that which is real, the basis upon everything. And in Advaita you have Brahman. Brahman is everything. Brahman alone exists. But because we overly focus on form and the superimpositions of the mind, and we think they are separate, then we start getting this idea that forms are other than Brahman, that this plant behind me is other than Brahman, which isn't the case. And so it's all about finding the that which is real in terms of that which is constant, really. That which is the basis, that which its existence is not derived or dependent on something else. And Brahman is that which exists in its own right, does not depend on anything else. So that's kind of what they mean by real. And so that's why form is considered unreal, again, because it's temporary. So in this way, you could say, well, yes, the world is unreal. It's temporary, it's changing. Its existence is based upon something else, that being energy, Brahman, whatever. It is not to say that the world does not exist. It is not to say that life is fake. These are words with different connotations, different meanings. And when it comes to that which is real or unreal, it's simply a division of that which is, constant, permanent, and doesn't depend on anything else, and that which is derived, depends on something else for an existence, and is temporary and changing. That's really what the distinction is. It means nothing more. And so when somebody says the world is unreal, it's simply that the world of form is temporary, is changing, and depends upon Brahman for its existence, the substratum. And so it means something, like I said, very specific in context. But there's a lot of confusion around this because we either don't understand the context or have different connotations for the same word. Because, in, I guess, modern culture in the US, if you said something wasn't real, what they're really saying is it doesn't really exist. Which isn't the same connotation. And so the connotation here makes all the difference. But if you got any questions, comments, please post below. Until next time, thank you much.